Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've got the setup a slight bit different today, so hopefully it's okay. But today I am doing my favourites for 2020. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to focus on things that have been new in my life this year, because my holy grails don't really change. They're very kind of similar from year to year. So if you want to know what I was loving this time last year, you can go and look up last year's favourites. Did I do our favourites last year? I don't remember. But anyway, today is going to be the best products that I discovered this year. They may not have come out this year, but they are new to me this year. So let's get started. We're going to go in face application order and just get on with it. Let's start with primer. The Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. Now, I have had a sample of this before, but I still say this came into my life this year. This was in the Beautylish Lucky Bag at the start of this year. And this stuff is beautiful. It is a really strange texture for a blurring primer, because you expect them to be that real silicone thick, but this is really quite liquidy. And it's actually something I find quite comparable to the Tatcha Silk Canvas Liquid. Where is that? In the sense that it's that, even the Tatcha is a bit more, that was basically a whole face wash. The primer there, Tatcha, a bit more creaminess to it. As I said, that's a whole face worth. But it's a similar texture there. So yes, I really enjoy that primer. I really enjoy a blurring primer, but it's not something that's super thick. I've been using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion primer, and it's that traditional silicone primer. But the Becca one is beautiful. I really enjoy it, and I really like the texture of it and the way it feels on my skin and makes my skin look. For foundations, we have two pretty different ones. We have the newest love in my collection, the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I have this on today. I got this like 2 months ago. So this stuff is fantastic. It is really fantastic coverage, but you can sheer it out. I've gone relatively sheer with it today. But you can sheer it out a little bit, so it's more of a medium, which I've gone for today. It is super long wearing, beautiful matte finish on the skin, and I just really like how it wears. In contrast, we have the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, and it is an oil-free foundation. It is something I can only wear in the winter months, because I do find it's not fantastic when I'm particularly oily, unlike the NARS, which is beautiful when I'm oilier, like right now when it's 28 degrees and humid. But in winter, this is really beautiful. It's really smoothing on the skin. The coverage is fantastic. I know a lot of people really loved this last year, but I did only get it this year, and I really enjoy it. And then the other base product is a BB cream. This is the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB cream. If you guys have watched my beauty advent calendar using my collection little project that I did this month, I've worn this in there a couple of times, and there was one day where I wore this for 12 hours. It was a 30-degree day, and it was extremely humid, and it was still on my face at the end of the day. I was greasy for sure, but it was still on my skin, which was incredible. Now, I have the shade Fair, which is the lightest they have, and it is too dark for me on its own. I do have to mix it with color adjusting drops, even in the middle of summer like we are now. But the way this performs is uncomparable to any other BB cream. I have also mixed it on not as hot days with the Misha BB cream to kind of color correct a little bit and give a little bit more hydration and that sun protection. And it works really well mixing like that as well. So I really, really like this. I don't have a corrector because there have been no new correctors in my life. Benefit Boying is kind of, no, it's not Boying anymore, Erase Paste. No, not Boying. Yeah, it is. Boying Brightening. It used to be Erase Paste. Is my go-to. But for concealer, the best one that I tried this year, I tried a few new concealers this year, and the one that I'm really loving is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer in Lace. I have this on today as well. It just covers so beautifully under the eyes. I do still enjoy my Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. That's still fantastic. But this one is really up there. It's obviously it's in my favorites. It covers really well. I like how it sits on the skin, and I really just enjoy this concealer, and it's a really good coverage. For powder, the powder that I've enjoyed, that I've picked up this year, again, one that was in everyone's favorites at the end of last year, the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder. I have this shade R10. Should tell you my colours and everything, but I didn't. And it is, the one difficulty with Makeup Forever is you're either really pink or really yellow. And this is a R shade, so it's pink based. I probably could have gone the yellow tone deeper than this, which is kind of strange. Though I think this is like the second lightest shade. So it is pink on me, but I have quite neutral undertone, so it's not too bad. I do prefer to pull more yellow though, so I would, when I repurchase this, because I do really enjoy this, I would grab the yellow tone up probably. But it's a beautiful powder. It sits really nice on the skin. It gives you that little bit more coverage. I have used it as a powder foundation. Again, because the colour's not perfect, it doesn't work fantastic for that, but I really enjoy it. Okay. Then for bronzer, the Charlotte Tilbury. So I have the Bronze and Glow Duo here, but I also have the full-size bronzer, which I should have gotten out. So we have the Film Star Bronze and Glow Duo and the original, her new airbrush bronzer. Both of these are beautiful. So this one came out this year. This one is an oldie, but a goodie. I got this in my lucky bag as well, so this year. And they're just beautiful. Charlotte Tilbury powder products are fantastic. I have talked about her lipsticks for a while, which I really enjoy. I have quite a few of them, but her powder products I started using this year, and I've really, really been enjoying them. I don't think I got the right colour blush, and I think that's my issue with that. Speaking of blush, MAC, you need to come out with, make sure that this collection stays, these formula stays around. This is the MAC Glow Play Blush. This is in the shade Blush Please, which is the neutral rosy tone, because we know that's my colour. And this is a cream blush that sits so well on top of powdered makeup. It's fantastic. It wears beautifully throughout the day. Because it is a cream, it does give you a little bit more life to the skin. It's just fantastic. This formula is incredible. I haven't bought more because I'm very particular with blushes, and I just haven't looked at the colours enough to find another one that I feel that I need. But this formula is incredible. If you haven't tried it, definitely do. Oh my goodness. These need to stay around forever. And then for highlight, Erin, it was when I was showing her, I was like, is there anything I missed? She's like, that went in really quickly. The Nabla Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder in Ozone. This is the most intense highlight that I own. And it is so beautiful. I'm not wearing it today. What am I wearing today? Anastasia. It is the most gorgeous wet look, like the name would suggest, highlight on the skin. It buffs in so beautifully. It doesn't emphasize any texture, but it's such high shine. It is incredible. I love it so much. Definitely needed to be mentioned. Brow products. So, brow products. the Milk Makeup Kush Fiber Brow Gel in the shade MJ. If you guys have watched me for any length of time, you know I really enjoy the Benefit Gimme Brow, and then that got dethroned by the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, and this is kind of the perfect in-between product for those. So it's got the fibers in it like the Gimme Brow, but it's got more pigment to it like the Dip Brow Gel, and I just really love this product. It's not easy to get here. I did pick this up in the States when I was there, but it just is really nice on the brows, and I really wish we had more ability to get Milk makeup here. Okay, hope I didn't just completely throw the camera out of whack. Next, liquid eyeshadows. I bought quite a few cream and liquid eyeshadows this year, but the one that really stood out as being special is the Natasha Denona Chromium Liquid Eyeshadow in Infra Nude. Now there is a way to apply these, and if you don't apply them, they're not, and I can't speak for every colour, I've heard some colours aren't as great, but I have this one and Erin has another one, and we've both had great experiences with them. But this kind of needs to be the only colour you have on your lid. So I've used mattes to go in the crease and transition. And then this really all over the lid is the best way for them to work on the skin. So Infra Nude is a, how do I describe it? It's got pink, gold and green in it. And it just reflects really beautifully on the eye. I find it does. I know some people don't. I actually have quite a large eyelid space, so I think if you have smaller eyelids, you can't see the shift as much. Whereas I have quite a large eyelid space, so even just, and Erin does as well, and she's found the same, we can see the shift. But I think if you have smaller eyes, that might be difficult. Yeah, I think if you're looking for something a little bit fun, this is a great way to go. The packaging's really small, and you do kind of have to use them that particular way, but they are really fun. And then single eyeshadow. I didn't buy as many of these as I thought I did. So last year we really got on the sparkly eye train, and I bought a few recently, but haven't played with them enough to make them favourites. But one that I picked up earlier in the year was the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in Blonde. And this is the similar formula to all of my favourite things. And this colour is just really gorgeous. It is a white base with a gold shift. So it's like a white gold. And it's really great for highlighting. Again, it just gives this wet look to the eye. I don't know if you can see it on my finger. And it's really beautiful. Plays well with everything else, and it gives me that shine that I'm looking for on my eyes. So there's that. Eyeshadow palettes. As I mentioned, I've really enjoyed Charlotte Tilbury powder products this year. So this is the Easy Eye palette for the Charlotte Darling look. And it really is a really easy go-to palette. When I don't want to think about something, this is really quite nice because it's got an even split of mattes and shimmers, and it really can give me a full eye look, which I really enjoy. And they blend really well on the lid. The shimmers aren't intensely metallic like the Victoria Beckham, but they do give a nice shine to the eye. And if you're like an office, I think this is the perfect office palette. If you work in an office, yeah, I think this would be perfect. I also went a bit insane on Viseart this year. So I got the Viseart Neutral Mattes palette for Christmas last year. And I'd used the Theory palette, had a Theory palette before. And then this year I went ham on the Petite Pros and the Edit palettes. So we have the Petite Pro in Solstice and Midsummer, and the Spritz Edit and Paris Edit. Now, let's start with the edits. I already knew that I enjoyed the matte formula from Viseart going into this because I had the mattes and I'd used the Theory palettes. I was questionable about the shimmers because Viseart has a couple of shimmer formulas. The shimmers in the Theory palettes are fantastic. I really like that formula. The 12 pan shimmers, like the Paris Nudes palette, not fantastic. And these are definitely a mix of both of those formulas. So there are some that aren't, that they're a really soft shimmer, and some that are really beautiful. So we've got the Paris Edit, which is probably my least used, which is kind of funny because if you look at it, it's like the cool toned plummy vibes, which I really go for. So it's really kind of funny. This is my least used. Then we have the Spritz Edit, which is just really fun. It's got that pop of apricot in it, but if you ignore that, it's actually pretty neutral. And these two mattes, the pink and the burgundy, actually blend really well, which can be quite hard for that formula. And this one has more of that metallic shimmer that I enjoy. And then the Petite Pros, these two both have, this one is Midsummer, which is the, again, you look at it and it's like, this is Hannah in a palette, it's the cool tone beautifulness, but I use this one the least. Probably because it's got 5 mattes, one matte with a glitter but it performs like a matte, one good metallic, and then a duochrome. So I really only get not as many looks as I do with the Solstice Pro, Petite Pro, which has 4 mattes, 3 shimmers, and the metallic, and the duochrome, sorry. So, and this one's, again, it's just, but they're all really easy, they blend beautifully, and it's just kind of finding your colour preference, I think, is what you have to do there. But, yeah. Like, so high-end. I have a thing, I do like my high-end makeup. But looking at lip products, not as bougie. This kind of represents where I was with lip products this year. This is the Sephora Melting Lip Click in Caramel, and I picked this up in America at the start of this year. And it is a super glossy, basically lip gloss in a stick form. And this has kind of been my jam all year. We have the L'Oreal Coloris Shines, the Maybelline version, the Revlon version. I've got the M Cosmetics version. What else do I have in this format? The Marc Jacobs, which love, the Pat McGrath, the Dior. Basically all of the lip products I purchased this year, besides a couple, were this kind of formula. And this one, not all those formulas were new to me this year. This was the only new formula besides the Pat McGrath, which is beautiful. This is the Nude Venus Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shine, which is also a favourite. But the rest of these are all red. I wouldn't buy more of these. I would buy more of these because the colours are more up my alley. I don't want a shiny red. Anyway, so those are kind of the 2 new formulas of beautiful glossy lip shines that I purchased this year. Something else that was at the start of this year, and I couldn't remember if it was at the start of this year, but then I remember that I purchased this, and I purchased the L'Oreal version, and the L'Oreal version was absolutely terrible, and this is absolutely amazing. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade Lead the Way. And it is the quintessential Hannah colour, the nudie movie pink, in a lip crayon. It smells really good, which is odd because Maybelline lip products are hit and miss with scent for me. But this is a really comfortable matte lipstick. in a traditional matte lipstick sense. It's in the crayon, which I really enjoy because you get that precision. It just wears really beautifully throughout the day. So if I wasn't going super glossy, I was probably going for something like this. Or if I was just super lazy, we were going the Revlon Lip Oil in Bouncy Beige. This was just, had dehydrated lips and I wanted something. Now, we didn't have mandated masks here. We had mask recommendations, but no mandated masks. So I can't tell you how these wear under masks. So I can tell this one probably is fine, the rest of these probably not so much. But the Revlon Lip Oil is just, I want something on my lips to hydrate, give a bit of shine, and it's just a gorgeous nude colour that I really like. They came out with colours in the Wonder Woman collection that I'm keen on trying, but those are kind of the lips that I had this year kind of set out for me. I did get the Too Faced Melted Matte Lip Mini Set. And if you want to wear something under a mask, this is it. Because I wore the, it's not this shade, this is what I have on today. The Candy Cane shade, that's not even Candy Cane. Candy Cane. The shade Candy Cane under a mask, and it wore beautifully. So if you want a mask recommendation, go for these. But these aren't new formulas to me. These are the ones that are new to me this year that I've really enjoyed. So, that is it. Because I really didn't try any new skincare formulas much this year either. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what are the products that you found this year that you love. I would love to know. Click subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to give you my inventory for this year and how that has changed from last year to this year. And it's going to be interesting. That's going to come up next. So stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.